Well, I put a mineral block out, and according to Kevin, if you put a mineral block on a stump that you want to get rid of, or just a stump in period, that the minerals will absorb into the stump, and when the block is gone, the deers will continue eating the stump until it is gone away. And this happens to be in a spot where I want to plant a garden next spring, so I thought it very convenient. It's also very close to the cabin, and that window there, let's see, that window right there is my bedroom window, and I have a perfect view to this spot right here. And as you can see, go back to this. And as you can see, right there in the corner, and by the dust on the ground, that someone was eating on this last night or today, or both. So I'm quite happy about that, because I put it out yesterday. Well, as you can see, I now have two sets of solar panels. Here and here, that's the old one, and this is the new one. And I have a connector. So under here is a connector, and I can do 8 connections, plus the one going back to the cabin. Now, if I had this right up next to the cabin, I actually have a real short one that's a real thick cable, which is designed for when this is actually filled up with panels. But since I only have 2 panels right now, I can still use the thin cord. But I've already increased my voltage by 0.5 in just the 2 days. 1 or 2 days. I don't even remember if I put this out yesterday or the day before. But anyway, I've just increased my voltage by 0.5 just by putting another panel out with gray skies. So quite happy about that. Hoping for a little bit more, but I know that if the sun was shining brightly, that it would be a lot more. And my wood chopping is getting better. Of course, I've been getting tips from Kevin, and he'd be like, come over and watch me chop, and give me tips as I'm chopping. And I actually split all those, with 1 to 3 strokes rather than the 15 gazillion I was doing the other day. So I'm not sure if I can remember everything he told me, but at least I did that plus what I burned last night in a matter of 5 minutes, if that. So I'm definitely getting better, but I guess I have to have a video to prove it. So one of my projects this week was a Zier pot, and there's not enough light in here, so I'm trying to shine it with a flashlight. Anyway, that's a blue cloth over top of 2 clay pots sitting on some clay risers. And I may not have enough air underneath, or may not have big enough pots, or the cloth may not be damp enough, but I'm not really sure what's going on. It's not keeping cool like I expected or thought it would, especially in this cabin. But after 48 hours, I have moldy mushrooms. The butter's still hard. The cheese has mold on it as well. Everything else seems to be fine. The sand is damp, general all-purpose sand. So for those of you who don't know, a Zier pot, this is cold. I mean, this is like, I don't want to keep my hands on there cold. So you have a clay pot, there's sand, another clay pot. And the inside of there is perfectly cool. But I don't know why everything's going moldy. It could be that the fact that the clay pots were moldy, it could be that the mushrooms were moldy ahead of time. It could have been, there may be mold spores in the air here in my kitchen. Maybe this isn't damp enough, maybe it was too damp, maybe there is mold spores on here, although that was freshly clean when I put it on there. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I do know that this works because this clay pot is definitely cold. I was kind of sort of expecting it to be a little colder though. Not much else to say about it, but if anyone can explain to me why I got mold within 48 hours, I would highly appreciate that. But that's my Zier pot, and I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner.